talk about how YouTube works. So, YouTube primarily based off what they refer to as impressions. Now, impressions, to simplify, basically recommendations. Now, you essentially need recommendations to get YouTube video views. There is a way around this through creating YouTube Shorts. But if you're just talking about creating a regular YouTube video that is more than a minute long, YouTube primarily works based off of those impressions or recommendations. The reason I'm so annoyed that I'm not filming ocean swimming anymore is because the number of recommendations I got ocean swimming was huge. I went from having 170,000 total YouTube recommendations or impressions in basically 2.25 years to having 400,000 impressions or recommendations just at the end of a 2-month period in Florida. So, for people that say diversity is the way to go, diversity in content is the best, and that different things should be uploaded, and that makes for the best channel, there might be an argument for that, but in my opinion, it's a weak argument. If that was true, the numbers would support their argument, but I don't think it does. I don't think their argument is solidly supported. I think the better thing to do is to essentially get lucky. Find what YouTube viewers actually want to see from you. And then, once you've found that, hammer that content until your mind and body break. You get no reward for trying different things and failing. It is better to get lucky, find one thing that works, and stick to it. The reason ocean swimming videos do so well is because they have all the elements that you would think are required to make a good video. The ocean and the sky combine to make really nice colors. It's a physical activity that requires a lot of stamina that people enjoy watching, because most people I found are not going to do that. I was the only one there, essentially, the entire time that would do anything close to what I was doing. So, I guess to close this point, if you're thinking of making a YouTube channel, I would honestly stick to one thing that is unique, one thing you're really good at, and just roll with it. Honestly, if I had to do my channel over, there's a good chance that I would not have a cerebral palsy channel. because honestly, I find it kind of uncomfortable to talk about that disability for a number of reasons. One, if someone were to try any of the things they see in my exercise playlist and they were to get hurt doing so because they're not capable of, let's say, walking without canes, but they want to try it, I would feel so bad. I would feel responsible for that. Now, maybe I shouldn't, but a life isn't about what you should and should not feel. It's more about what you do feel. So, there are a lot of factors that lead me to think if I had to do it again, I would not have a disability channel. Also, if you really think about it on a deeper philosophical level, most people don't care about the actual realities of having a disability. They don't care about the negatives associated with it. They only want to hear the positive attributes and say things like, oh, you can do whatever you want to do and keep going, it'll eventually work out. When honestly, that's not true. I would say 97% of the time, things don't work out for you unless you're extremely lucky. And I know people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Maybe they have a different standard for what they call working out for them, but my standard's always been high. I'm college educated, I'm athletic. My standard is extremely, extremely high. That's also why I never fit in with the disabled community. They want to play it safe, and they're fine with that. I was never, ever, ever fine with that. And it's probably created a lot of psychological havoc. But that's just my personality. Also, another thing, these mosquitoes are insane. You can't even sit out here without getting bit. Thanks to climate change, and once again the Republicans trying to act like they understand it now, which I think is hilarious. You're a bit late to that party. I would be kicking a soccer ball or shooting a lacrosse ball, but I got lidocaine shots today in my neck for tightness and muscle spasms. So my body is pretty much on hold right now. But we'll see tomorrow. Although it might be colder tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. When you really think about it, I think a lot of things come down to just luck and your ability to have at least some semblance of skill doing something. I was kind of surprised yesterday. It was actually my first day here of being able to match what I was able to do in Florida regarding my daily impressions or recommendations. In Florida, ocean swimming, I would average somewhere around 6,000 impressions, and yesterday I got around 6,000 impressions, which is nice. It had to do with a Kaleidoscope video doing well, doing much better than I thought it would do. So, you never know. But one thing I do know is that the ocean is ever changing. And because it's ever changing and the weather's ever changing, it never gets boring as long as you have the skill and the psychological makeup to go out there and get after it. Here, there's nothing like that. This is just the most stale, boring, almost timeless place that you can think of. There is nothing here, and in 100 years, there will also be nothing here. Nothing will have changed. There will be different owners of these houses. Maybe some of the houses will be knocked down. But overall, nothing will have changed. It's just the most boring piece of land I can possibly imagine. I'm actually considering skydiving.